and welcome to Magzie's Fun Time. This is Magzie, and we are back here on World of Warcraft. We are doing a few episodes the rest of this week for World of Warcraft, and the reason why is the patch 7.1 is out. So there's been a new dungeon added, new raid added. Excuse me. New world quest. There's been some changes in the UI. A bunch of other stuff. I'm going to post a link in each one of these videos to the actual patch notes. There is a note here. I will be posting the one to the WoW and also the one to WoW Head. So Battle.net patch notes, WoW Head patch notes. You guys can take a look at both of those. The only reason I'm posting the link to the WoW Head one is because they provide links on there to each one of the classes. You can go look those up for strategy guides and stuff like that. However, there are stuff that was changed. Major class changes were done to the classes, and they're not on the patch notes anywhere. They're not noted actually anywhere, other than the fact of them saying that we've done some flip-flopping around with stats for characters, mainly for 1 through 10. It's not mainly for 1 through 10. So what we're going to do is we're going to spawn in a little class. Each one of the classes we're going to roll a character. We're going to look at the spells that we get from 1 through 10. We're going to look at all 3 specs and the spells they get for each level. We're going to go over each one of those. We're going to do that for each class, and I'll make a video for each one of the classes. Alright, so that we can actually get the information out there, because it's not. It's not out there. There's like a page on Wowhead that has a whole list of it, and it's not very coherent, if you ask me. So the only 2 we don't have to worry about is, although there was some changes for Demon Hunter and Death Knights, those changes are actually on the patch notes, and neither one of these have to actually worry about being level 1 through whatever, 50 to 100. They don't. None of these 2 have to worry about that. So all their changes are actually in the patch notes already, so we don't have to worry about those 2. So, but the rest of these we do, and I'm going to do them here on the Dwarf. And the reason we're doing it on the Dwarf is because they have access to almost everything, so I only have to switch for one class, and that's the Druid. Alright? So we're going to do them in order from here. So the first one we're going to do is Warrior. And we're doing them for the Dwarf. It doesn't really matter here. Go customize. Randomize. Let's get something that looks halfway decent. There we go, Pinky Tails. And randomize the name. Sure, awesome. And we go to finish. Disable add-ons, that's fine. Yeah. That's cool. None of the add-ons have been updated yet. Also, note, anyone that is posting that they are doing less DPS than they were before the patch, they are lying. Alright? None of the DPS add-ons have been updated as of this video. I'm going to check mine again after the video is over with. I will keep you up to date when the actual DPS add-ons are updated. There are several of them. I usually recount myself. There's also the WoW Logs. It's a website that you can look up the DPS for raids, which is a more accurate representation of your DPS, because it actually takes the actual WoW logs from I'm guessing your save, whatever, and it uses those based on what raid you were doing, and you can go into great detail on those. But the add-ons that they use to get what the DPS is, they're not up to date. They're still the 7.0. All right. So they're using 7.0 out-of-date software to try to calculate what the DPS is in the 7.1 patch. And there has been changes to the classes. There's been changes to like targeting. There's been some changes to macros. So there's no telling what all those changes could have done to the software. So there's no guarantee that software is accurate until it's actually updated to the newest patch version. All right. So that being said, all right, if somebody is telling you that the DPS lost, DPS gain, whatever, unless they're stating the flat numbers that are increases or decreases from the patches, just ignore them for now. And for yourself, make sure that you have a DPS add-on that is actually up to date if you want to know what your DPS is for now versus what it was then. So just for right now, just play, have fun. When they get updated, you can start worrying about whether it was more or less, whatever. Excuse me. So we go into each one of these classes. I'm going to do 2 videos today. So we're going to do Warrior, and we're going to do, I think it's Pally. We'll see. So let's go into this. We're also going to skip the start cinema. You don't need to see all that. It's going to be the same thing each time. So, and none of the race stuff has changed, so it doesn't worry about that. Come on, load in. Load in, Mr. Game. Wow, it's taking longer than usual. Also, there's a current glitch in the game. I want to tell you about that while we're loading in. Sheathing and unsheathing your weapon, the hotkey for that is actually causing, the actual action itself is causing games to crash. Their little temporary fix for that is to actually run it in 32-bit mode, and sometimes it won't crash.
Great change has come to the enduring halls of Ironforge.
Done with you. And I have to fix the sound because it's probably a little bit loud. Hold on. And all my add-ons are supposed to be disabled. Oh, that's right. Okay, so GUI. Gonna reload this real quick. Sorry about that. I forgot those 2 had been updated. So let's we're gonna go over to here. And I'm gonna cut the mic off for a sec because that's sneeze. Hold on. Sorry about that, guys. So hopefully we got away from that sound. It's not as loud. Over here, everything else should be fine. So let's don't need. I'm gonna get the front of the character so you actually see. If we press P on thing, that'll bring up your spell book, and all these spells right here, all these will be the same no matter what. So see. Because you can't change your actual spec till you get level 10. Alright, so starting out, you start out as you can see here, arms. Alright, your other 2 specs are Fury and Protection. Starting out at level 1, you do start out with Slam. Alright, and also, for some retarded reason, this is the only class that does this that I know of. This is basically the only class that does this. It starts you out with a basic attack here. This doesn't need to be on your bar. Wrong button, sorry about that. Take that off. Move that one over. There's no reason. I don't know why they do that. Don't know. But this one requires you to have rage to actually use. But when you click the button to use this one, it actually starts swinging anyway. So it'll say, like, hold on.
I don't have a target.
Right. But when you have a target, she'll go ahead and start swinging, even though you can't use this ability. So just be mindful of that. So Slam is level 1. At level 3, you do get charge. And level 5 is Victory Rush. Level 8 is Execute. Now you guys can tell me where these have changed from previous 7.0 version. All right, I haven't played all the classes from start to beginning in Legion yet, so I don't know if they've changed or not. So I'm going over them all. There's a couple things that have changed, and I'll show you right here. Right here, it says Execute. All right, this Execute here. This is what it does. Attempts to finish off a foe, causing 15 physical damage, and consumes up to 10 additional rage to deal up to 15 additional damage. Only usable on enemies that have less than 20 health. Now if you notice over here, there's a rank 2. Sometimes there's a rank 3. We can go through and see if there is a rank 3 real quick. No. Okay, but there's a rank 2 cleave also. So some of your abilities, as you level up, will gain ranks, and This is going to sound kind of stupid, but basically you don't no longer get certain one of your abilities. You don't get the full ability at the start. All right, it kind of like upgrades. Oh my God, hold on, hold on. Sorry guys, let me sound. Sorry, I have to remember to cut the voice back on. It's the Halloween, you know. So you got the headless horseman that's going around. It's fine. It's fine. Okay. So let's bring that back up. If you want to read what it says, it'll pop up down here on the little thing, so you can still be able to read it. Whatever. So all the classes are like this. There's certain abilities where it upgrades. So this one does that, and then the rank 2 here executes can consume up to 20 additional rage to deal further incremental damage. Alright, so some of your moves upgrade. The other example is cleave here, and then there's a part 2. So I'll go over those as we're reading off the abilities. So, there have been some spells that were taken out for that have been put back in. Alright, for example, all the mage armors are back in, even though they took them out. Right, they're back in now. So, just as a notation, there's some spells that have been added back in that were previously taken out. Alright? So, now, at level 10, you get to choose which spec you want to go. If you continue on the arms one, right, you'll get Mortal Strike. At level 13, you'll get Taunt. At level 17, you'll get Heroic Throw. At level 20, you get Colossal Smash. At level 22, you'll get Cleave. At level 24, you get Pummel. At level 26, you'll get Heroic Leap. And I'm actually scrolling over each one of these, so if you could pause it if you want to read what the ability does, alright? In case it's changed from previous version, from 7.0 to, I don't know. Some of them has, some of them hasn't. Execute adds that onto it at 28. I missed one, sorry. Heroic Leap. There you go. And then you get it at 26. Hamstring at level 32. Passive Tactician at 34. Die by the Sword at 36. Whirlwind at 40. Berserker Rage at 42. Battle Cry at 50. Cleave rank 2 at 55. Cleave rank 2 for each target. Cleave hits up to 5. Up to 5. Your next Whirlwind deals 20% more damage. So that's pretty good. So you kind of want to combine Cleave. You want to kind of want Cleave and then Whirlwind. Right. Right. I don't play arms that much, so. Bladestorm is 65. Intimidating Shout at 70. Mastery Colossal Might passive at 78. Increases your Colossal Smash by 16% and causes it to increase damage you deal to the target by an additional 16%. Sounds pretty good. And then Commanding Shout. Okay, so that's that. If you go Fury, like I said before, there's no way. Like right now, I can't even bring up in. I'm pressing in right now. There's no way to bring up your specializations. Doesn't become available till 10. All right, so even though it says there's abilities here, you won't get any of them. You're not going to be able to change this till 10. So 10 is the one you're going to worry about. At 10th level, you get Bloodthirst. Alright. And also at 10th level, you get Furious Smash. And passive Titan's Grip at level 10. Alright. So straight up at level 10, you can dual wield a pair of two-handed weapons. So make sure you know that if you have heirloom items, you can spawn 2 of your two-handed weapons in and use one in each hand. Rampage at 12. Taunt at 13. Is that different from this one? Oh, same. Okay. Enrage at 14. It's a passive. Heroic Throw at 17. Raging Blows at 20. Fury Smash rank 2. Now rank 2, Fury Smash increases Bloodthirst critical strike chance by 15% until it next deals a critical strike, stacking up to 6 times. That's pretty good. Pummel at 24. Heroic Leap 26. Execute rank 2 at 28. Execute damage is increased by 50%. Piercing Howl 32. Enraging in Regeneration at 36. Whirlwind at 40. Berserker Rage at 42. Battlecry at 50. Whirlwind rank 2. So this one, the Whirlwind ranks up. Whirlwind causes your next Bloodthirst or Rampage to strike up to 4 additional targets for 50% damage. That's awesome. Intimidating Shout at 70. Your Mastery, Unshackled Fury, get it as a passive at 78, and it increases damage done while enraged by 11%. And Commanding Shout at level 80. Okay, so that's all of those. There's 2 ones here that you did rank up on, so that one. For here, we have Devastate at level 10, Shield Slam at level 10, Focused Rage at 12, Taunt at 13, Thunderclap at 14, Heroic Throw at 17, Shield Block at 20, Ravage at 22, Pummel at 24, Heroic Leap at 26, Intercept at 28, Last Stand at 32, Devastate rank 2, see, so over here, Devastate is Direct Strike, deals 23 damage, and then the rank 2 over here adds in at 34. Devastate has a 30% chance to reset the remaining cooldown of your Shield Slam. And then Deep Wounds, and then right here, Shield Block has 2 charges. So you only get to use Shield Block here once. And then here at 38 will give you 2 charges. Ignore Pain at 40, Berserker Rage at 42, Demoralizing Shout at 48, Battle Cry at 50, Shield Wall at 55, Mastery Critical Block passive at 78, and it increases your chance to block by 4% and your chance to critical block by 12%. Also increases your attack power by 8%. And then Shield Reflect at 80, sorry. So, that's our Warrior breakdown. You guys can tell me whether that's different from before. If you want, I don't play Warrior that often. When I do, I play Fury. And I haven't played him during Legion yet. So, I did start one the other day, but I haven't actually played it yet. I just started it. So, I think it's like level 2 or something like that. Anyway, guys, I hope this video is informative to you. Make sure that you share this if you have friends that play WoW. Make sure you share this because there's major changes in this. And to note this to you guys, if you were leveling a character last week, your abilities changed this week. More than likely, unless you're max level, your abilities will have changed. There'll be some abilities that you have. Like me and my wife, we're running some mages. And we're doing like a solo thing. So me and her's only running through dungeons, not queuing for dungeons. The only time we're allowed to queue for dungeons, it's kind of like a challenge thing. The only time we're allowed to queue for dungeons is if it's a dungeon we can't actually get to. So like we decided to do mages. And we decided to do it on the ally side. So we can't actually get to at the beginning, so because we're doing the dungeons in order, we can't actually get to Ragefire Chasm. Ragefire Chasm. It's the one in the org. The dungeon in org is the one we can't get to. So we went ahead and queued up for that one just so we could get that one out of the way on our list of dungeons. I was being a tank because I went Frost. She went Arcane. Sorry about that. I hit the mic. She went Arcane. And we both got our little armor thing. You just click it and it gives you the ice armor around you that absorbs a certain amount of damage. Well, instead of that getting at 20 now, you get your area moves at 20 now, and you don't get your armor till like 50 or something. I'll go over when I go over the mages. So that's, we got to change our whole strategy for the way we were going to play that. So just if you're leveling a character in it last week and then you come back this week, it's probably going to be different. So make sure you look it up. Go on Wowhead, look up what the changes are. There's no direct way to tell that. If you go onto the PRT patch notes that's on Wowhead, the changes are on there. I don't know why they didn't put them on the patch notes, but as a note to the developers, if you watch these videos, stop doing that. People read the patch notes to find out what was changed. We don't want an overview. We want to know what was changed. That's the whole reason we read the patch notes. Of course, there are people that doesn't read the patch notes and that doesn't care what the changes was. They just want to get in the game and play the game. A good majority of the people that play read the patch notes to find out what's going on, you know. And if something changed, we want it on there. All right. Also note, there was a change. There's a couple changes that were on the actual patch notes that were posted by WoW that are not or haven't been changed as of last night. Is not on the patch notes that were posted onto Wowhead. I don't know what happened between there or not, but that's why I'm posting both of them instead of just one or the other. So just be mindful of that. Anyway, make sure you share this video so the information gets out there, because it's not out there right now. And if you like this episode, make sure you smack that like button. If you subscribe to my channel, I'll send you notifications when I have new videos out. You guys can come in, check it out, see if you like it. If you do like this video and you want to share it with your friends, tell me how much you like it. There's a share tab down below. Click on the share tab, copy the link, post it on your Facebook, Twitter, wherever you do social media, and I will